Hello everyone, welcome to TechSwing. Today we are going to understand about the course content requirements and what other points which we offer in the mechanical design of process equipment, which is also known as static equipment design course. Right? So first of all, in this course we will understand about the ASME Section 8 Division 1 requirements, in which you will be learning through the ASME Section 8 Division 1 latest edition, which is the 2021 edition. So this is the code of ASME Section 8 Division 1. Now, for pressure vessels, there are different codes, right? Like Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 8, right? So there are total 13 sections. Currently, the 13th section has been introduced, which is an extraction of different requirements from the different sections. Okay, so all these points we are going to discuss into the session. So when it comes to these pressure vessels, the most commonly code used is ASME Section 8 Division 1. So there are different divisions also, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, but it is always beneficial and easy to understand the requirements of Section 8 Division 1, which allows you to understand other requirements of respective sections and divisions. Quite, these are similar requirements. Now, while if you start reading ASME Section 8 Division 1 code, you might face different difficulties, like whenever you are reading any clause. Say for example, if you are reading any of the clause which is mentioned here, right? So when you start reading the code, you can see that while reading one part of the code, you may jump to different parts and subsections of the ASME, this specific code. So it becomes difficult to understand the exact requirement of the section 8 of the section 8 division 1 code. Hence, to make it simplify, we have casted our syllabus in a such a way that you will understand in a flow. So this enables you to understand the whole intent of the code. Okay. So in our trainings, we majorly focus on two aspects. First aspect is the code learning, which enable us to understand the intent of the code, and the second aspect is the software training, right? So along with the understanding of code, it is very much essential to use a tool which can ease your operation of performing the calculations, right? So we'll talk that software part later on. First of all, we'll talk about the code understanding. So how to understand a code? So that is a process through which we should learn Section 8 Division 1 code, and we should understand the basis behind establishing these requirements. Now, basis behind means the reasons, because some in many clauses the code specify minimum requirements. Sometimes those are mandatory requirements also. Sometimes those are recommendations. Now we should understand, as a designer, we should understand what are the minimum requirements, what are the mandatory requirements, and if anything is beyond the code, then what requirements should be satisfied. So here, these understanding of code clauses enables us to satisfy the satisfy the code requirement, right? So that understanding is developed. Now how do we process with that? Basically, so we understand step by step. So first of all, we understand the scope of ASME Section 8 Division 1. Why the scope is important? Because the basis of the code is developed, the formulation, the clauses, the requirements are developed based on this scope basis. Okay, it's like in cricket ground. When you are trying to play cricket, you always see where the boundary line is, so that you can hit maximum sixes and fours according to it. Hence, to understand the code requirement, it is very much essential to understand the scope of ASME Section 8 Division 1. Right. So we go through the different requirements of the Section 8 Division 1 code. First of all, we go through the history of ASME Section 8 Division 1 code. Then we go through the code structures, right? Then we go through the scope. Similarly, Further, we understand what are the reference standards, what are the reference standards, right? What are the interpretations, what are the code cases, etc., etc. Okay. Then we understand the reference standards. What are the reference standards? Which are the other standards, like what is the dimensional standard for the flanges used? What is the dimensional standard for the fittings used? How to read those? What are the section 2 materials related requirements? So all those in detail we are going to discuss into this session, which will enable you to apply the rules according to the construction. Also, we here learn to design the pressure vessels, columns, heat exchangers, and its different types. Okay. Additionally, we understand here reinforcement calculations with or without reinforcing pads, self-reinforced nozzles, studded nozzles, insert plate type of nozzles, and all. Okay. We also understand the procedures for support design, such as saddle supports, leg supports, lug supports, skirt supports, etc. We learn here to design columns, to consider the effect of different parameters such as internal trays, right? Any packings, and effect of wind seismic and external pressure onto the columns also. Along with that, we understand the welding requirements, material requirements, details which are required for the manufacturing, like tolerances, heat treatment requirement, impact testing requirement, radiography requirements, etc. Along with that, we cover the appendix to flange calculations for the custom flange design. We go through the all different types of flanges design, right? Then we cover limpet vessel type of design. We cover jacket vessel type of design. What are the nameplate requirements, hydro test and pneumatic test requirements. Additionally, we cover three different types of heat exchanger design as per part UHX. Along with that, we cover the TEMA requirements also. So the latest edition of TEMA, which we are using here to understand design and fabrication related requirements for heat exchanger. Okay. Then further, now while understanding this code, right? So there are a lot of topics which are involved into it. So it's hard to cover all each and every topic, but whatever topics which are required or which are very essential to solve any kind of problem, right? So here you can see this is a data sheet which you have, right? Such kind of data sheets are given by the licensor or the user. These are the basic data sheets which convey you the design data, notes, specification, nozzle list, right? Any statutory compliances. Then you have here vessel sketch like this way. So this is a very basic format of a data sheet. Now, with while learning this course, we go through each and every step. What are the aspects of design data? What are the specifications? What are the importance of the general notes, nozzle connections, importance of this sketches, right? So it's like an experience which you get in training, right? For the questions which you may come across while designing such kind of equipments. So it's kind of on-job training, kind of on-job assignments are used into this training, which will enable you to sort out all the queries and questions which you may come across while performing an assignment in your company or in your work profile. There are a lot of things which are covered with reference to the aspect of manufacturing, aspects of design, and aspects of operation. Right. So this enables us to understand the whole scenario of designing the pressure vessels. Along with that, we do understand about the drawing requirements too, like what type of design data or details should be represented into a drawing. Right. How should be the welding figures? From where do we get the welding figures? From part UW of ASME section 8 division 1, right? The heat treatment requirements, how to mention that? The impact testing requirements, how to list out the bill of materials, how to specify the welding details, now which welding details should be addressed, right? So all these things in detail we are covering into these sessions. Now regarding heat exchanger, there are a lot of questions like what type of heat exchangers do we cover. There are basically shell and tube heat exchangers which are covered as per the part UHX of ASME section 8 division 1. So we cover that part. See, for a heat exchanger, here you can see into this image, all other parts are like this is dish and shell, nozzle, flanges, body flanges according to appendix 2, shell, dish and saddles. All are the basic ASME. Then there are tubes. These will be designed as per the ASME usual rules. Now the part remains are the fabrication related tolerances which will be covered as per the TEMA, and the tube sheet design for such kind of heat exchangers like fixed tube sheet heat exchanger, floating tube sheet heat exchanger, U tube sheet heat exchanger, U tube heat exchanger. These procedures and calculations are covered with reference to different type of data sheets and available data. So this will enable you to understand the theoretical part of designing the tube sheets along with the fabrication related requirements of TEMA also. So that is always a win-win situation, right? There are many requirements wherein the heat exchanger design is as per ASME section 8 division 1. Adding to that, the TEMA requirements has to be satisfied along with that. So that will be always a beneficial for that. Along with that, we also share some important standards which are which can be shared with you, right? So such kind of this saddle data sheets, okay, these kind of skirt data sheets, these kind of access openings related information. So these kind of info data sheets or the standards are shared with you so that if you are designing a new equipment, these data sheets or these standards will be helpful for you to select a specific configuration. You will be not doing a trial and error method. So that's why we are sharing such kind of data sheets and standards to help you minimize your time and improve your learning, right? Along with that, your experience with on-job kind of training will also enable you to go through lot of details and configurations to which you might be having questions during your professional career. So these are in short details which we cover. Now about the course content we have talked. Now we'll talk about the further is the software. Now the most commonly used software for designing a pressure vessel is Intergraph PV Lite, right? So we help you to install a trial version of PV Lite through which you can perform your calculations and practice on the software, right? So why this software training? How this software training is going to help you? Basically, this software training is going to help you to to minimize your time in performing the calculation by using a software. Nowadays, people are more looking for a candidate who can perform the calculations on a software. It also saves your time a lot. Now, while performing the calculations on a software, what are the different aspects you need to understand? Right? How the software is going to work. That is very much important, right? That is because as a designer, we should know how the software performs the calculation, right? So that hands-on experience on the software will enable you to perform lot of different calculations. Along with that, you will understand where are the dark spots in the software and where are the uh, gray points in the software, right? Because no software is perfect, right? It is in developing stages. It performs basic calculations very precisely. There is no issue in that. But there are some experiences wherein you might see differences in results. So this is because it's a software. In simple words, it's nothing but a garbage in, garbage out product. So whatever input you put, it will show some results. Now for a designer, it is very much important to understand that provided inputs are correct or not and where the inputs are provided. So that understanding is very much important for the for a designer to ensure compliance of construction code. Otherwise, the designer will be held responsible. So that's why the detailed hands-on experience on the software is also covered into this training session, which will enable you to perform vast variety of calculations and different aspects of the software also. So that is how we focus on two parts, the code learning part and the software part, along with the design of columns, heat exchangers, limpet vessel, jacket vessels. Right. So like this way, we we cover the content of the training. Addition to that, now there will be many questions like, okay, now if the sessions are on the online, what will be the video quality? So whatever video quality you are listening now, this level of quality we are maintaining it, right? So which will enable you to learn in high definition at your comfort, at your time. Since the demand has been increased from many students and from the abroad that they need to learn at their desired time and location. Before COVID, we used to have classroom sessions, but now, since those are people from different cities are not able to attend, we have provision of online classes in which we will be sharing you videos, recorded videos, and you can go through those recorded videos periodically or as per your comfort, okay, and learn the ASME section in Division 1. Now you must be having question like how your doubts will be resolved. So in order to cater these requirements, in week on Mondays and Fridays, we are having doubt solving sessions through which you can join and you can ask any questions from any topic and get the resolution of your questions. Along with that, you will be having mentors number through which you can ask questions by texting him. So will be whenever he is available, he can reply you according to the question, providing a suitable answer. Till date, we have answered all the queries from different experts. There are always questions related to manufacturing, quality, design, and all. So we always answer these questions to our best possible way. Right. So you'll be learning through that. Software training will be there. Will be help you to install the software. The notes and the data sheets will be shared with you, which will be available to download. Unfortunately, to avoid any copyright issue, the videos will be viewable to you for unlimited duration. So you can rewind, you can view as many as times you want, but unfortunately you cannot download it because of the copyright concerns, and you cannot share those because it will be having a limited access to your mail ID only. Hence, it it is restricted to the respective user only. But the thing is that we do not restrict you on the viewing of the videos. You can view as many as times anywhere you want. Okay, so that is what we are presenting in front of you. Additionally, for any doubt, even after completing the sessions, after getting the your certificates of completion certificate of the course, even though if you have doubt, you can reach to mentor and you can ask your queries regarding to your questions. Because what happens is generally people when they like each and every product is different. Some may go to oil and gas, some may go to pharma, some may go to food. So they have different configuration of vessels. So obviously different kind of questions may arise. So in order to cater those requirements also, we have our doors open for the learners to get their query resolved. So it's kind of lifetime support will be assuring you to solve the queries, right? And the data sheets, the latest code editions, the practice models. There are a lot of practice models which enable you to go through wide variety of problems, and whatever queries are there into it, you can get it resolved. Most of the cases we have assured that you'll be having no any query, but still if you have, please feel free to contact us, right? So all these queries, all these questions, all the practice sessions are there. So practice models are there. You will be getting hands-on experience on that practice models also. So all these things will be shared with you in a digital format. Okay. So this is how we can offer. Summarizing it, I'll just quickly summarize the points. So we have understood about the course content. We have understood about the delivery part, how the mode of delivery will be, what are the further conditions into that. So unlimited access, unlimited questions you can ask, unlimited viewing time you have, right? Unlimited query resolution you will be having. The notes, like this way, notes has been will be shared with you, which are quite self-explanatory. Along with that, uh, the sessions has been covered from these parts only. So you'll be having an thorough explanation to the requirements of it, right? So these notes will be shared with you. You can prepare interviews from these notes. These are very handy and useful for the interviews too, so you can crack that. We have experiences and reviews from many candidates that these notes have literally helped them to crack interviews. Okay, and it will help you as a handbook also, so you can have. Adding to that, we share you some pressure design handbooks like Dennis Moss Megasays, which are generally required for different construction related requirements, because code does not cover all the aspects. Hence, some handbooks are there which you can refer, and you can get your design resolution from that also, right? So like that way we share all the necessary information which is required to understand ASME Section 8 Division 1, right? So if you still have any further queries, please reach to our mentor, please reach to Gautam sir to get the query resolved, and happy learning. Have a good time.